support network. You know, people to sometimes hang out with, have a regular income, be able to save, you know, or be able to sort of enjoy work as much as possible, hopefully retire-ish, even though retirement was a thing of an old mindset, like you work until you retire. But I didn't like the drudgery of it. Like, people just put up with a lot of stuff and then they finally were able to enjoy life and hopefully live, you know, long past the retirement. A lot of people pass away just after retirement and never get to enjoy the fruits of their labor. So that's part of the reasoning of being like, oh, you're supposed to stay in a job that's murdering you, well, just so, you know. But anyway, point being, the idea is when you get older, hopefully you can, you know, enjoy life and stuff like that. And instead, I get a bunch of immature goonies and idiots. And it's annoying as F-U-C-K. And my wish is for all the people who play theater games. You know, I don't know what people's motives are. There's all kinds of movements, there's all kinds of things people do, but this is more like just effing around with someone who was always an ally and a friend. Trust me, I'm actually someone who cares about people and wishes everyone had a high quality life. If I were king, everyone would have a better living. Trust me. But anyway, so to have people who you were never an enemy of play these games, it's annoying. And I'm wondering, like, did it just become like a lifestyle to do this? Well, never once engaging with person to have with your targeted person, never once engaging with that person as a friend, never once initiating. All those years I was tortured, and never once did someone call and say, oh, I miss Sharon, let's totally hang out, let's grab some coffee, I could use some company today. I'm the one who always was the one like looking for support, or like I had to be the one always asking for help or companionship. By any chance, are you available for coffee? I'm dying here. I'm literally being slaughtered. Through all of my clients, everything going on the street. You should see what wealthy clients do who are part of this very demented mindset. Most of them are dead, so don't worry. Or they had to move and cover their tracks. So I think it's funny that they work that hard to hide. I'm the one for all those years. And today I just gave up on everyone. I don't really care. I have someone who's actually a fairly good friend, and we just email, that's it. But for one, all those people think they're in control of their lives. All those people have to feel superior. None of those people for once would ever say, I could really, you know, it would be totally awesome to meet up. I miss Sharon. You're totally different than all the other people I have to put up with in my life. You know what I mean? No one does that. I've always had to reach out and beg. And I'm actually kind of cute, nice. It's not like I'm, you know, some god-awful, repulsive jackass. Trying to figure out why people would reject someone. And I totally understand, like, technically I grew up a certain way. I was very quiet. I was kind of isolated. And I could see, like, people be in where I grew up. This is where I grew up. Philadelphia is very different. And they would just automatically kind of shun someone who didn't know how to socialize the way they do. But I'm in Philadelphia. These people are different. Or are they? Or are they? Turns out we have people on different sides of the political aisle, all kinds of stuff, looking different, but they're all snobby. I was never the snob. I was the one sort of looking for genuine, fun people to interact with, whether it be through volunteering, work, socially. Everybody else is a fucking snob. And they complain about snob. We have people who don't look like the cheerleading squad, and they call them snobs, but they too are snobs because they would reject a cheerleader. If one had the nerve to go up. Say that person didn't think you were fat and ugly. Say they were actually curious and like, oh, I grew up around in this world. I'm kind of curious what kind of world you grew up in. I'm finding more and more that the cheerleaders aren't as snobby as everyone with an agenda up their ass and then some. How about them apples? Let's talk about maturity and what it means to mature in life. So we had our little rant here on the morning of Juneteenth. The fire alarms were the impetus, the catalyst, the provocateurs, if you will, of a certain discussion this morning. Prompters. You can pick up a thesaurus. Fuck Google. I want everybody to pick up a damn dictionary and thesaurus. And I want you to write down every synonym for every interesting word you thought of today. And we'll talk about how hard I had to work just to get a meager paycheck as a writer. I want you to read 50 books this summer for a summer list. And I'm talking 50, not 5. And while you read those books, and not digitally, they have to be hardback. While you read those books, I want you to recognize the style used in each author's book. Oh, they use this style, they use that style, this is this genre, this is that genre. Then we'll talk about how slaved out I've been through this whole process and how easy people have it who are fed directly to the brain, barely ever lifting a thesaurus or dictionary. In fact, look up the word thesaurus. You probably don't even know what it is. Do you know what synonym means? Antonym. So I'm just saying, a lot of people are fed so much it's ridiculous, and you're wondering how they're very articulate. I have synonyms to back up the fact that I've looked everything up the hard way and spent many, 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 many hours and years slaved out at the desk. And there are people who come up with words and it's like, there's no effing way. I want to know who sent them that word. No effing way. No effing way. Based on their education. If you have an average public education in, say, a city like Philadelphia, you won't have these words in your brain. You have to go to a private, upper level, moneyed school, or you're totally fed. And you're probably sitting there thinking, okay, I got the word manifest, I better... And some people won't even look it up. They won't look up the word manifest to see what it actually means. I've seen people use words incorrectly, and they think it's correct, but if you really look it up, it's like technically it seems like it would fit that sentence, but it actually doesn't, so somebody just played a trick on you. Someone made a fool out of you. Sitting on the throne, on the anchor chair at some high-level news station.